Hello, my name is Peterson. I am a sound designer, and this is going to be an overview of me going through a Slay the Spire clip. So let's hear what my design was, and then after that, we could hear the original. So this is going to be my own. And this is going to be what the original audio was. Let's put this here and begin. So just from listening from those two, something I noticed was that it felt a little bit bland. And part of that is probably because the sound designer was also the composer. And if you were to play the game, you could tell that there's a bit more detail in the music and the expression of the music versus the sound effects. For this redesign, we didn't do any music, so what I added was a bit more detail, a bit more extra. I don't want to say effort, but a little bit more attention to detail. So we could remove the video for now, and then let's just go through it. So the first part would be the player attack. Let's solo the bus. And this is relatively simple. By the way, I use Soundly as my sound library, so I use the sounds that they give you as a member, as well as some of my own recorded sounds, whether I got them from free sample giveaways or my own recorded sounds. So for this one, this is a free giveaway from David Demai, which is a gore stab design type thing / impact. Excuse me. And then I added a hollow whoosh to it just to give it a sense of gravity to it. Awesome. So together. And then same thing for the second one. The same hollow whoosh, but a different variation of the stab. Perfect. Let's remove these. Mute. Or rather, I could just solo here. Okay. The next part was the actual trigger of when you actually, it's your turn, basically. Let's actually show it in the video. So press play. So basically that part, play your turn, and on the left side, the UI does a whoosh, airy thing. So it's three distinct sounds. The first sound is a chime, like a drone chime, long and bright. I believe I did very little effects. Yeah, I just added a little bit of a dual delay from Snappy to give it a bit more, just to make it a little bit longer and more stereo sounding. Next is another type of whoosh, similar to the hollow whoosh, but more placed in the back, because I took out quite a bit of the high range. So both of those two together. Perfect. And then lastly, I have phase plants. I'm using the new granular synthesis, and the sound source I'm using is resonating structure from the Grains Foley pack. Pan at 50, reverse at 50. The grain size is 2.08 seconds, and I'm doing 6 grains. And then it's kind of like, the envelope shape is kind of like a pluck, but with a pretty long attack. 322 milliseconds. Let's hear it by itself. And then all together again. And then I did processing on all of them, mostly just to glue everything together. So some compression, some EQing, and a bit of reverb. Perfect. Now the next thing is the ambience bus. I'm not going to spend too much time on that. It's very simple. Just the underground cave as well as actually a campfire to give it to represent the torches that's shimmering. To make it loop, I took some from the back and I put it back in here, so it's more seamless. Yep. Nothing too crazy. Some processing. Next up is the armor. Now this is when you put on the defense card. So this. And what I did was, they're all from Soundly. I just did variations of any type of armor resonance sounds, and these three kind of stuck out the most to me when you put them together. Right. Let me make this smaller here. So this is like the resonance, the high pitch tone. Yep. And then this is a little bit on the low end. It almost sounds like someone's just kicking a suit of armor. And this is a little bit of the mid-range. Add a little bit of texture to it. So all together, I did not do any bus compression to it. Right. You have about 3 minutes left before Bandicam kicks me off. Next up is, I put them as the same color, but technically it's 3 different stuff. Let's go here. So the reverse is just a fantasy magic spell sound. And then after that, I took a Halloween sound effects laugh and I pitched it up really high. It gives it nice, like a crittery, evil creature type of sound. And then the last sound you hear is just another, almost like a punch, a weapon armor shield hit. And now let's go to the card bus. Forgive the naming convention. Now these sounds are actually my own recorded sounds. I have a bunch of Pokemon card decks, and I just slashed it in front of my Zoom microphone, and this was the result. Didn't need to do any processing other than I removed the low end. Perfect. And then finally we have the cards. Well, not finally, but we're almost there. We have the card swooshes. These are 2 distinct whooshes. And then I put some distortion using the Saturated from Kilohertz, as well as some EQ to get rid of the low end. Gives it a very interesting color, I think. Perfect. And then we got a magic whoosh sound effect here. Lots of panning I used. This actually might be not from Soundly, but from their extension of using the free sound effects website. I'll try to be more specific where I get these sounds, guys. I'm sorry. And then finally, just the enemy stinger. Let me check the time. 30 seconds. Yeah, we're almost there. So the last thing is just the stinger. Horror, Impact, Dark Rumble. And that's it. Right under 10 seconds. Thanks for listening. If you have any suggestions, just let me know, and goodbye.